Ironheart will be a series for Disney Plus about genius inventor Riri Williams, who has the most advanced suit of armor since IronMan's. Dominique Thorne will play the title role. And as we like to do, both Secret Invasion and Ironheart will tie directly to MCU feature films. We're also well underway on a series for Disney Plus based on Armor Wars, a classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. It's what happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. And this series will star beloved member of the MCU, Don Cheadle, who will be returning as Jim Rhodes, aka...
What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Zero Production. Armor Wars and Ironheart. How I believe Armor Wars, if they introduce Riri Williams in that show, could help the audience get behind an Ironheart series for Disney Plus. Now, a lot of fans out there aren't interested in an Ironheart series. That's just the truth. A lot of people don't know who she is. And picking up the mantle as the next Iron Man is kind of crucial. Robert Downey Jr. did a fantastic job of the last 10 years. He is known for Iron Man, the most beloved Marvel character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I feel like with this Armor Wars series, I feel like they should try to set up and help Ironheart, since they're kind of in the same world of Tony Stark and his tech. Think about it. And with this Armor Wars show, I really wanted to talk a little bit more of it and dive deep into what we might possibly see in this show. And we all know that Don Cheadle is going to be returning as Rhodes, aka War Machine, in the show, which I'm really excited about. And the story of it is a classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming to true. What happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands? So something along those lines. But I also expect a possible return from Justin Hammer and Hammer Tech Industries. Now, he was one of the antagonists in Iron Man 2. He helped out Ivan Vanko and all that shit. And I feel like you got to get Justin Hammer back. You got to get Sam Rockwell back for this particular role, especially if we're talking about continuing the legacy of Tony Stark. Get what I'm saying? Like, his daughter's too young, so that's not going to happen. So the legacy kind of, it runs with, War Machine and Ironheart. That's the truth. I mean, they wear his tech. If it wasn't for Tony's tech, there would be no War Machine. There would be no Ironheart, Riri Williams. And that's just the facts. So I'm really excited to see if they bring back Justin Hammer and Hammer Tech. I mean, I don't see why not. He was arrested at the end of Iron Man 2. And then you fast forward, whatever happens, Infinity War and Endgame, 5 years goes by, maybe he's out. Maybe he's free and he's out doing his own thing. You get what I'm saying? So there could be a lot of possibilities with that, you guys. What else? Even more sort of an Iron Lad. If they try to introduce an Iron Lad in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to kind of pick up the mantle from Rhodey as War Machine. But they would have to significantly switch up the story, switch up the backstory of Iron Lad's actual, history. Because Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards is in a different reality or future. He's a version of Kang the Conqueror. But Kang the Conqueror is being played by Jonathan Majors in in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So that's already settled. But I can see that kind of happening. But then, like I said, by switching the whole backstory and having it fit into the standards of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you can have Ty Simpkins come back to play Harley Kenner. He was in Iron Man 2, and he was at the end of Avengers Endgame at Tony's funeral, the little kid. Well, he wasn't a little kid at the end of Avengers Endgame. But I can somewhat kind of see them doing something like that, really switching things up to fit the narrative of the MCU. And I'm completely fine with that, because if it's going to help, launch the story and create new characters, I'm perfectly happy with that. I really am. But then, like I said, with the whole, Ironheart series, come into play, and it's going to be a struggle. It really is. Because like I said, not a lot of people know about Ironheart. Not a lot of people are excited about an Ironheart series. That's just the facts and the reality of it is. I mean, she's going to be played by Dominique Thorne. Don't really know her work, but it's going to be a struggle. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen or read any of her comics, none. So I had to whip out my Marvel Ultimate Guide and really dive deep into her, try to get a little bit of backstory. But let me give you guys some of it from here. First appearance was Invincible Iron Man number 7, May 2016. Her real name is Riri Williams. She's located in Chicago. So maybe she was an intern that was some kind of Stark tech, you know, event. And that's how she kind of got the motivation, or, you know, the motive to really become, you know, Tony's next, or become the next Iron Man, essentially, because that's what she is. Superpowers and abilities, super genius levels, intelligence, winning a scholarship to Massachusetts Institute of Technology at the age of 15, plus inventor, coding expert, and engineer. Armor provides her with equivalent powers to Iron Man. Riri Williams is a teenager super genius. After she lost her best friend and stepfather in a shooting, she became determined to finish the armor she was making based on the old Iron Man design. She soon took the skies, arresting 2 escaping convicts. Tony Stark was so impressed that he monitored her with an AI version of Stark, later continuing to do so. She joined the champions but lost the armor fighting Thanos. There's a lot of possibilities, and there's a lot of potential here with this character. A lot of potential they can do. I mean, taking it with the streets of Chicago, they can get real dark and real gritty real fast. I mean, especially in Chicago, that's where she's born and raised. You know, her stepfather, her friend was murdered. You get what I'm saying? And there's so much to do with this. I just hope that they do it right and try to get the fans behind this particular character for an Ironheart series. Because like I said, not a lot of people are hyped for this, including myself. So I'm really hoping they can win us with this Ironheart series, and even possibly connect it to this Armor Wars series, you know, for the Disney Plus shows, because they're gonna need something. They're gonna need something, you guys. And like I said, I'm not the only person who feels this way. You know, I took to Twitter, I took it to the internet, and a lot of people were like, Ironheart, oh, okay, whatever. You know, even Grace Randolph was on the fence of, you know, this particular show as well. But I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. So I don't want to be negative. I don't want that. I don't want to come off as a negative person. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's gonna be terrible, because majority of Marvel Studios' work isn't terrible. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's gonna bomb, it's gonna be terrible. It's just, you're trying to fill the shoes of Tony Stark, the most beloved Avenger for the last 10 years. It's not gonna be easy. It's not. So fingers crossed. I'm really hoping Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios know what to do with this particular character, and they really get behind her and try to show her some love, you know, and try to get that boost that she needs. But all in all, I'm excited for the Armor War series. I can't wait to see what Rhodey has in store. I can't wait to see more War Machine. I can't wait to see possible Hammer Tech Industries come back and really dive deep into this. I definitely want to purchase that comic book before the show comes out, so I can get more backstory on this particular series. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Armor Wars and an Ironheart series possibly being connected to help propel the Ironheart series. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Do you guys disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Please post your comments down below. And thank you for taking time today for watching Zero Productions. Peace.
We out.